everyone, and my name is Kaylee Ray, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be my first video. I am starting a series called the Breakup Diaries because I just went through my own breakup, and I feel like after a breakup, you need to find yourself, and I realized that I don't really know who I am. So I'm going to do things that I'm scared of, so that somehow I can build up my own self-confidence and actually find out what I like to do. So creating this channel is one of those things that I've been scared of. But I'm going to talk about how hard the breakup is initially. Breakups are just some of the hardest things you could go through. I'm not saying that they are the hardest thing you can go through, because there are definitely worse things that you could go through. But when you are such a loving, kind human, and you get in a relationship with somebody, it can really hurt if you really love that person when you have to leave them. So I broke up with my ex very recently. Like, how many days ago was it? It was 4 days ago. I broke up with my ex. No, 3 days ago. Because we were together for so long. Well, I guess we weren't together for very long, but I waited for him for 2 years before we got together. When we finally did get together, we got together for 2 months. And then those 2 months after, he broke up with me and said that it's because he didn't like me anymore. And I didn't believe him. So for those 5 months, I sat there trying to convince myself that he just really didn't like me. Afterwards, in January, I spent 5 months trying to convince myself that everything was that I thought he was lying. I just really wanted to get over it. And after that 5-month mark, he came back to me and he told me that he did love me and that he missed me, and he actually broke up with me because he didn't feel good enough for me. Now, I don't know why I believe that. That is like the most obvious excuse that they all give you when they come back. They're like, oh, I needed to focus on myself, or you're too good for me, I'm holding you back. And I believed that, and I took him right back because I have no self-love or self-respect. And that's why I'm here. So now the past month, we had been going really good, and I loved him. I still love him. It was amazing for me. We got along really well, but I noticed he wasn't giving me any much of his attention. Really said hurtful things sometimes, and I thought he was joking because I made a lot of excuses for him. Like, he was either joking, he just didn't know because I was his first girlfriend, or that, I was just being overbearing and that I was overreacting. But 3 days ago, I called him and I said that it was really stressing me out, the way that he was dismissing my feelings about how he wouldn't give me attention and everything. And he finally told me that after everything, he came back to me because he wanted to try to love me, because he knew that he should, and he just couldn't. And I sat there on the phone for 2 hours with him, trying my best to get my words together so that I could break up with him. And he sat with me. He's a great person. I just don't think he knows what he wants. And unfortunately, I had to make the right decision for myself, and I had to leave him. And it hurt me really, really, really bad. And honestly, after waiting 5 months for that, it hurt me even worse that he thought I couldn't handle that he didn't like me, because we were best friends for about 2 years before that. So he thought I was weak enough to not tell me that he actually didn't like me because he wanted me to be happy. I think he was being really selfish, and it's hard because I would like to stay friends with him, but after lying to me, I don't know how long it'll take me, but it'll take me a while to get to that point. You can't make people love you. You can't make people love you as much as you want to. No matter how much you love them, no one will ever love you back if they don't want to. If they decide that they don't love you, they don't love you. It's just something that you can't control, other people's feelings. And that's what I tried to do. I knew the whole time that he didn't love me. Or, I guess I didn't really know. I didn't know, but I knew. My intuition was telling me deep down that he didn't really love me. Which honestly, I should have listened. But because I was in a traumatic experience beforehand with my relationships, I have always been, it felt really, like, because I've always overreacted, I'm very anxious attachment. So it's been hard for me to be able to trust my own instincts and my own decisions. So I should have trusted myself. And that's why I'm here, to learn how to trust myself. And I want to help other people learn how to trust themselves along with me. Because as we go through this journey together of healing and getting over the breakup, because I'm guessing that's why you clicked on this video, because you're going through a breakup, we have to find ourselves again after being with somebody and them holding up all the time in your life, to not being able to see them, not being able to text them, not being able to hear their voice. It's going to be hard. And so we need to be able to fight ourselves, which brings me into my next point, which is the healing stage, where you have to reflect on the entire relationship. You know, you can't just sit there and be like, oh, everything was fine. He just stopped. You know, it just came out of nowhere. It didn't come out of nowhere. You just weren't looking. And I can tell you, the things I was noticing in my relationship that I didn't reflect, after I have reflected, and I'm still continuing to reflect about many times where he would talk to his friends. And yes, your partner is allowed to have as many friends as possible, but when you talk to them, they should give you the same amount of respect to listen to what you have to say, instead of just ignoring you to talk to their friends, or being like, oh, I'm hanging up so I can go talk to them, when they should set out time to talk to you as well, because you are important, just as important as their friends are. And so that's something that was really hard for me to deal with, was the fact that I didn't feel important in my own relationship, and I should have left then. You should leave at the first sign of disrespect, or the first sign at any red flag. And I'm not saying to not be cautious, because you don't want to be too like, oh, I'm leaving because you forgot something, you know. But if you have a boundary, stick to it, okay? Because that was my mistake in this relationship, was I did not stick to my own boundaries. To be able to reflect and to be able to heal and find yourself, you could do different things. And one of the things that I've been doing recently is I've been journaling. And some things you could do in your journal is you can write down everything that you didn't like about the relationship. You need to stop romanticizing the relationship that you were in, because it's just going to hurt you even more. As the time goes on, you're going to think about only the good times. So when you write down this list, you're only allowed to write down things that you did not like about the relationship, things that hurt you, things that they did that hurt you, times that they dismissed your feelings. It's all important to be able to not only remember the good times, but be able to take off those rose-colored glasses and realize that the relationship is no longer serving you, because they left. They left for a reason, or you left for a reason. And you can't sit, and especially if you left, you know that it wasn't a good situation for you. Like, reflecting does so much. And another thing you could do, write them a letter. Don't send it. Tell them how much they hurt you. Tell them how much pain and suffering you have been going through, because it does hurt. It hurts a lot. Tell them about all the sleepless nights you had, overthinking the entire relationship. Maybe it was their habits that they would refuse to reflect on. And maybe something bothered you and they would refuse to accept that it bothered you and continue to do it, and you allowed that. Write that all down. And then I want you to burn it, because I want you to address their name at the or to blah, 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 to your ex-person's name, and then from your name at the very end, like an actual formal letter. Then I want you to fold it up, and then I want you to burn it, because you need to let go of those feelings, because you cannot harbor them forever. Harboring the feelings makes it last so much longer. You have to feel your feelings. Which brings me into the second thing you do. You actually have to feel your emotions. You can't push them down. And I know how much it hurts to actually be able to feel your emotions, but that is one of the most important parts of moving on, is being able to realize that those emotions are there. You were hurt. You feel broken. But you can heal from those emotions if you actually realize that they are there and don't bury them deep inside yourself. If you bury them deep inside yourself, they will explode at some point. And when they explode, it's going to be so much worse than you ever thought it could have been. And it's going to take you so much longer to heal. Let yourself cry. It is so important to let yourself cry. Because even if you feel weak and you feel emotionally like an idiot, you should not feel like an idiot, but I do. I felt like an idiot for the longest time. Do not let yourself just push it down. You have to be able to deal with your emotions. And cope. Be able to cope, but do not use unhealthy coping mechanisms. Don't go drink. Don't smoke. And I know that's fun. It doesn't work the way you want it to. It could work at first, and I've done it before myself. It does not work the way you want it to. Now, you can go to therapy. I know it's hard to say that you need therapy, but if the relationship is hurting you that much that you feel like you can't get over it by yourself by reflecting, you should go to therapy because it is one of the most helpful tools I've ever used. And 3, one of the most important parts is that you need to find hobbies to fill your time. I know partying is fun for everyone, but it's not fulfilling because after you party, you're going to feel bad. So you need to find fulfilling hobbies for yourself. So I wrote a few down here. You need to basically just stay busy. So what I did, first breakup. First time me and him broke up, I went and got a job. Because that's the first way to stay busy. And you're getting money at the same time. Which a job is not necessarily a hobby. It's not fun. Unless you like your job. If you like your job, good for you. YouTube could be a job, it's going to be harder to have a main source of income from YouTube. But that could also be your hobby. If you like to sit there and watch and make YouTube videos for your hobby, like I'm starting to do now, that is a great way to make money. And you could learn to crochet, which could also make you lots and lots of money. I have my crochet stuff. I haven't made anything because I've been learning, but it's hard for me. It's harder for me because also I have ADHD, so it's hard for me to focus while I do those things. But it's a very, very fun activity for me specifically. If you just like to sit there, you don't even have to make anything. You just sit there and make a chain over and over again if you feel like it. Just sit there and make a chain. You could read books. Find a book that you like to read, please. Education is so important. Please read. Even if it's a children's book, please read something. And reading, you could literally ignore your right now world. And you can escape and get in, and you can imagine all these different places. If you want to read a fantasy book, that is one of the best ways to get into your brain and imagine some of the most beautiful places around you. Reading is a lot more than people think it is, where you just read things off the paper. You actually learn things while reading any kind of book. You can learn from reading fantasy because if you comprehend that book, you can look at themes and main ideas, which are kind of the same thing. And then you can look at underlying emotions of each character. It could also help you understand your own emotions if you're reading about someone else's breakup through that. So, which is another thing I like to do, is I like to go and listen to other people's stories so that I can relate them to mine and then be able to be like, oh, what did they do? That's another reason I'm making this video, because I know it would help me. Now, another thing, go to the gym. Or if you don't want to go to the gym, work out at home. Go for a walk. Doing physical activity is so much it liberates your mind and your soul and your body. You can look fine as a fuck afterwards. You're getting physical results out of this. Not immediately. You won't see results immediately. And the endorphins you release while you're working out. Now, I haven't done this yet. I need to do it too. I'm working on it. I swear, it's just hard for me to leave the house. But you could also work out at home. Now, another thing that you could do, you could learn a new instrument. Learn an instrument. Learn anything. Learn a new language. I have 2 guitars. I'm not going to pull them out right now because I'm lazy and I don't want to get up and get them. but I will show you in another video. I haven't learned them yet either because, again, ADHD, hard for me to learn stuff, but I love my guitars. You can learn the piano. Go learn a violin, a viola, any of those different, learn drums. Drums is such a good way. Go places. That brings me to my next point, actually. Go places. You could, leave the house. Just leave the house. Go to a rage room. That was what my point was with the drums. Go to a rage room because you could just beat things. It lets out your anger very easily. Now that might cost money, which is, we don't like causing money. But you could also go out to your backyard if you have boxes, bat and beat the boxes. It's very fun. And if you're petty and you have things of theirs that you don't want anymore and they hurt you that bad, go burn them. Burn them in your backyard. Sit there and watch them burn. Like Eliza Hamilton said, watch it all burn, okay? Because it lets out the feelings because you don't have much more left of them after you burn their things. It's just like, it's like letting them go with their things. You could build puzzles, get Legos. I love getting Legos. Learn how to do makeup or learn how to do hair. Those things are, if you're, like, you could do that whichever gender you are too. Boys can wear makeup, okay? Everyone get over themselves. So if you guys wanted to learn how to do makeup, learn how to do hair, go for it. That's another hobby you can do. Get into fashion. Get new wardrobe. You guys, having these types of things are just gonna make you feel so much cooler about yourself. Like people are gonna ask you what your hobbies and you're actually gonna know. They're gonna be like, what do you like to do? And you're actually gonna know. And if you learn new things, like go on YouTube and look up some certain different educational things, like learn about dinosaurs, learn about space, learn about the human body. If you wanted to, then with those things, you can learn what career you want to go to if you don't know that. These things, breakups can transition you into different areas of your life if you know how to use them properly and how to heal from them properly. Because the moment you break up with somebody, you need to fill the void that they're leaving from your life. But you can't fill it with another person. You can fill it with things you love to do, with hobbies, with self-love, which brings me to my next point. Point C, the realization period of how you are so much better than whatever that relationship led you to be. Okay? There is always something better for you if you continue to level yourself up. Leveling yourself up, you can level up your man, level up the next woman. If you are loving yourself, you will not settle for the bullshit that the past person caused. And you will also not let yourself cause bullshit to other people if you love yourself enough. Because if you love yourself, how do you expect other people to love you if you don't love yourself? Right. So, find things that you love to do. Work on your appearance. Work on your mental health. Which is another thing. Gym is good for both of those things. Drink water. Eat food. I know after a breakup when we're emotional, we forget to do these things. But it's important. Don't eat a bunch of junk food either. Eat nutritious meals because it's going to also... Junk food is going to make you feel bad about yourself. When you eat it, it makes you feel gross. And then it's going to make you feel bad about yourself. I'm not saying I don't eat junk food because I do. All the time. But I'm just saying it's always better for you to eat nutritious meals. Which is something I'm starting to do. I'm starting to get in more protein as I go through my days. Fiber and protein is super important for your body. Realize that you are the prize to everyone. And I know it's really hard, especially if you're a people pleaser, to be like, oh, I should be the center of this relationship. No. You and your partner should love each other equally and be able to prioritize each other in that relationship. Be able to prioritize yourself in the relationship as well. Because if you're only placing that other person on a giant pedestal, you're not going to be able to, like, put energy into yourself during that relationship, and you're going to become drained. Because it's time for you to start putting effort into yourself as well as other people. Now I know that all of this just seems really hard because you want to go back. You want to hug them again. You just want to touch them again. You want to talk to them. You want to hear their voice. But you win by going to heal yourself, and they lose by just sitting there and not doing anything for themselves. If you're petty, just think about it. You're winning. You're up here, and they're still down here. You guys were right here before. You're up here, and they're still right here because they're refusing to level up their energy because they have no hobbies. They have no job. They have no self-respect. They have no respect for others as well. So now they're down here. Take them off the pedestal. You see them as this, and you're down here. No. Vomp. Okay? No more pedestal, because it's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for them either. Like, honestly, you're giving them ego. Stop giving them ego. Especially if they already had ego in the first place. Do not make them feel on top of the world when they hurt you. Now, stay with me now. You are going to get over this. And in the next video, I will tell you, and we can go through it together. I will show you some of the hobbies that I'm doing. But thank you guys all for watching.